you're looking at the results when you type in Meghan Markle Oprah interview into the YouTube search. And you see that it's called Top News, and everybody is talking about it, is being promoted everywhere. And admittedly, I didn't see the entire interview. And part of the reason why is because I just wasn't that interested. Because I tend to look at it like, number one, I don't think Meghan Markle is black. I think she's mixed. And I think that her mother may actually be biracial. That is, if you actually did the DNA analysis, she looks like she might be 50%, which is the general definition for a mulatto. And Meghan looks like as the child of a mulatto and a white person. That would make her an octoroon. That would mean that she has around 8%. I'm sorry, what am I talking about? She would have around 25% of African American ancestry. So the baby Archie would have, pretty, 12%, 12.5%, possibly somewhere around there, of actual African American ancestry. And you know what? This is the bombshell that was broken, so they say, about how the royal family was wondering if the child Archie, or I guess any children born from the prince's liaison, or I'm sorry, Prince Harry's marriage to Meghan, would produce a dark-skinned child. And everyone, you're supposed to be, as an African American, you're supposed to be outraged about that. And I am definitely an African American, but I can say, I kind of think this is strange, because the terms I just gave you, mulatto, octoroon, quadroon, were not terms I just made up. These were terms that were used when they were rating the slaves, the amount of ancestry they came. And it's this movie, I think it's Rabbit Proof Fence, where they made a point of showing in Australia what would happen if you matched a original Australian with the white, and then you mix that child with the white, then you mixed another child with another white, how by that third or fourth generation you could not tell that there was any Aboriginal bloodline there at all. So I find it hard to believe that these people who have this kind of information would really even think twice about what a child from Meghan Markle, who is, I think, at least definitely over 50% not black, and Harry, who is 100% presumably not black. So I think that is not even a question, because it's not black people who made up these terms. This is you. And I also think that when I was looking at another video that you might have seen, or something similar, where a black guy is given a mic and he goes around asking white women or any kind of a non-black woman what would they interested in black men. And one non-black woman said, yes, I would have children with a black man because I want them to survive, and I recognize that we need your melanin in our children so that they can survive in the future. I kind of thought that maybe that's what was going on here, that Meghan was light-skinned enough, or fair enough, or however you want to put it, or had enough white ancestry so that she could be acceptable, and that her children with Harry would have half as much as she did. And she is not the first octoroon or quadroon or whatever to be in the royal family. Now, I'm sorry, I can't remember what's the name of the princess, but it was a Kindle book I had about a queen who married into the family, and her children they became white. That's what happens. And if I know this, and I knew this from just reading books from, romantic, well, it's hard to imagine, but they were kind of romanticized slave books that I read back in the 70s. Well, I know that these people know it now. And even looking at the movie, A Rabbit Proof Fence, where they showed you that was a plan to whiten the population out of Australia. That's not the only place that happened. So this to me is strange why it is so popular. Why are so many people interested in this? Um, I mean, I don't even understand why they're calling it Black Girl Magic. I mean, look at her. Is this really a black girl? I mean, I think that, you know, the thing about, and I mention it often, I guess, but the thing about being an Aquarius is you don't tend to think like other people sometimes. And as much as you may baffle other people baffle you too. So that you look at this and, I, speaking, for myself and as an Aquarian, look at this and wonder like, why? Why is this important? And I also wonder what is happening so that they want our attention diverted to this. Because, you know, her crying about whatever it is she's crying about is kind of like, well, at the end of the day, you're still a princess and you still are worth at least a few $1,000,000. And you say that the paparazzi, the press, is frightening to you. I'm paraphrasing, but I think that's kind of the gist. Well, then why are you going on Oprah? I mean, if you're so terrified, then, be quiet. Go sit down somewhere and spend your money, do whatever you do. But, if you're terrified of the press, then why are you calling them? So I just think that something else must be happening. Now, I did read that, I can't remember what state it was in, but they are going to open things up, but only for the people who have been vaccinated. And they're also talking about vaccination passports. And I do believe that this coincides with biblical prophecy. Now, I hope that I haven't said anything that will cancel my video, but that is all I can think about this, because I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, you're still rich, you're married to a former prince, you have married a man who loves you enough to give up his throne or potential throne or whatever. And it's kind of like again, like the movie Coming Number 2 America. Well, that was Coming to America 1, where at the end he tells his future wife that he loves her so much, if she wants him to, he'll give up his kingdom, which I thought, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. And I again, I recognize I'm thinking totally different, because everybody else loved the movie and thought, wow, that's so wonderful, he wants to give up a kingdom for her. What kind of woman would ask him to do that? But I don't know. But in any case, like I said, if I recognize mulatto, quadroon, octoroon, then you pretty much are just, white. You certainly you'll look white. Some people look white just from being being half non-black. So I don't, I'm pretty sure these people could figure, looking at these two people, you're not gonna get a Wesley Snipes out of it. It's that would be like a 1 in a billion shot. That's something for the medical records or something. But anyway, this is always just something to think about. Like, why is this all over the place? Why is this so important? So you guys have a great day.